Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of our online class for math. So today, let's go ahead and start off with our quote. So, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. That's from Thomas A. Edison. So essentially, guys, I just want to use this quote to help us remember that our tenacity or our ability to not give up is what makes us in general stronger, but in essence it's what builds us and shows what our character is. I want to go ahead and shout out each and every one of you that have done whatever it takes, guys, honestly, to exemplify what it means to be a great student, because a lot of you will send me the answer choices, and sometimes they're not always right, which is perfectly fine. But if that does happen, a lot of you are, putting in the extra work and sending me exactly what I'm asking for. So showing me your work and going that extra mile. And I just want to congratulate y'all for being, amazing. All right, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and move on to number 1. So for number 1, we're going to notice that it's going to contain a question that says, to calculate her cat's age in human years, Brenda multiplied the cat's age by 4 and then added 16. What table correctly represents this relationship between a cat's age? So essentially, guys, it's the exact same thing that we're working on, all right? So the steps are not going to change. So our steps, of course, are going to be to determine the coefficient. So for our coefficient, it's going to be multiplied by 4, right? So this is already given to us. It tells us the cat's age is multiplied by 4. So if I'm multiplying by 4, I already know my variable. My variable is going to be the cat's age, right? So our cat's age, we're going to multiply it by 4. And then we need to find out our constant. So our constant's always added or subtracted, right? So that's part of our definition. So in this situation, it tells us that we're adding 16. Okay, so we're going to take the cat's age, multiply it by 4, and add 16. In doing so, that's going to help us construct our equation. So we should already know that every equation that is linear will show the same relationship of y equals mx plus b. So in using that, we just go ahead and fill in our equation. And we have one more step, guys, that we're going to add today. So that last step is just going to be to create a table. Okay. Our table consists of x and y, but I think it's good practice, at least for now, for those of you that are struggling, to put in just an extra column in the middle, which is going to be the substitute. All right, that's where you're going to substitute each x value so that you can solve. All right, so let's go ahead and construct our table. So the first thing is we have to build our table, and of course we have our x, we have our substitution where we're going to solve it, and then we have our y, which is our answer, right? So for the first one, you can start honestly with any variables, or not variable, but with any numbers for the x. I personally like to go back to my answer choices and see what's given. So I notice here 2 of them start with the number 3, 1 of them starts with number 2, and the last one starts with number 4. So I'm going to go ahead and start with 3. So I write in 3 for x, and I substitute it into the equation that I solved. So I would have 3 for x. Remember, this middle substitution part would not go in your table, but I'm showing it here so we can see the math that's happening. So we're taking our coefficient, multiplying it by our x value, which is 3. We're adding 16 to that, and we're getting 28. Okay, so that would be our first one. I can go to my table, or not, go to the tables that are given in my answer choices, and I can see if this one actually comes out. So I look at A, 3 is giving me 12, so that can't be right. I go to B, 3 is giving me 27, oh, still not 28. C, on the other hand, doesn't have 3, so that doesn't rule it out, it just means, well, it's not there. And D, on the latter end, says that it starts with 4. Well, I haven't solved it yet, but I can see if 3 is already 28, there's no way that 4 can give me 20, right? But I can keep going just in case. and I will solve for 4. I personally like to do about 4 or 5 numbers, so I went ahead and took the liberty of solving for 5 different numbers. So I did 3, 4, 5, and 6 just in case. So as we stated before, I go to the first one. A happens to have 3, 4, 5, and 6. And if you notice, the y values are all different, right? So our y value in this context would only be human age. These numbers are different, so that obviously cannot be it. So we go to B, and letter B has the same thing, but notice the values are not the same. So once again, B can't be it. C, we had discussed that 2 was not there, but let's check the other ones. So I notice that there's a 4 for the X on answer choice C, and it says 32, and what do you know? For my table it says 32. Go back to the next one, we have number 6 for X in table C, and we notice that it's 40 for both, so I got 40, and this table presents 40, so okay, that's pretty good. So let's go on to D. So for D, 4 has a 20, so that obviously is not right. So the values are all wrong and over the place, so obviously our only answer choice is C. Okay, so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know, but the answer for number 1 is going to be C. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on. So number 2 says, which description best represents the equation 25x plus 50 equals y? Alright, so once again, long and behold, the steps are the same. Ta-da! So, same steps. We're still going to determine our coefficient. It's given to us. So our coefficient is the number right next to the variable, so it's going to be 25. Our variable is given to us as well, which is x. Constant is right there, so the constant's going to be the 50. And of course, we always need to solve, so we're going to construct our equation with utilizing the equation y equals mx plus b. And we're going to be given this equation, y equals 25m plus 50. Okay, so each one is a scenario, so we need to go through them, right? So the first one says a salmon worker charges $50 for a full set of nails. Oh, salon, my fault. A salon worker charges $50 for a full set of nails. I was freaking out. Okay, plus 25 cents for each added accessory. Okay, so the numbers aren't actually correct. So we'll notice that in our equation we have 25x, and in answer choice A, it's 25 cents. So obviously A is incorrect. B says a lawn worker charges $25 for equipment use, plus $50 per hour he spends mowing a yard. So here we have a flat fee, or a charge that happens only one time, which is the 25. Okay, so in here our coefficient and our constant are switched. Okay, so this one might be the most common error, because people would think, oh yeah, 25, 50, okay, that's right. But you have to pay attention to what the situation is telling you. So the 50 per hour is the incorrect part, the 25 for equipment is wrong. Had it said the opposite, then that would have, possibly been our answer choice. So we'll move on to C. It says a boarding kennel charges a $50 boarding fee plus $25 each day. The pet stays at the kennel, right? So we have a flat fee of $50 and $25 a day. Okay, this could possibly be our answer choice, right? So we have a constant of 50 in this situation, and we have a coefficient of 25. So let's go ahead and move on to D. That states a teacher charges 50 cents for every pencil plus a fee of 25 cents to make a purchase. Alright, so once again, 1, coefficient and constant are switched, and 2, they are written as decimals. We need whole numbers, right? So we cannot do that. Alright, so that means that answer choice is D, and we're left with our answer, and lo and behold, letter C. So, if you have any questions, short video, straight to the point, same thing we've been doing Monday and Tuesday. If you have not sent me the work from Monday or Tuesday, or if you have not sent me the corrections, make sure you do so. I need those in order to put in grades. So, other than that, same as always, go ahead and complete questions 3, 4, and 5. Make sure to show all of your work. take a picture and send it to me, or you can send me the file itself. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and good luck. I miss each and every one of you, and hope to see you again soon. Thank you guys. Love y'all. Bye.